Hi there, and welcome to the first episode of Ask UnTamed CBD. This is a platform we're going to use via our Facebook and our website to answer people's questions that they have on CBD and our CBD products. We get a lot of questions via the store, via our Facebook, and via email and website, and we wanted to compile these questions and answer them on a platform like this. So, because we realize it's not just one person with the same questions, a lot of people have these questions. So, what we're going to do is every so often we're going to do a show where we answer some of the most common questions coming in and some of the most uncommon questions coming in. Because a lot of you have asked a lot of amazing questions, and I like that because it challenges me to continue learning and exploring this amazing product called CBD oil. Okay, so let's get right to it. Got my notepad here. So one of the main questions, I should say, that we get asked is are CBD products legal? And that's a yes and no answer. CBD products sourced from cannabis are illegal here in the state of Wisconsin. The reason that is cannabis is the female plant, and that contains THC, where hemp, the male plant, contains very, very little, if any, THC, and that is legal here in the state of Wisconsin. Now, the nice thing about hemp is, in most cases, hemp has a lot of other cannabinoids in it, higher levels of those cannabinoids than the female plant cannabis. So we source all of our CBD products from the male plant of hemp, and there is no THC in any of our products. If there is any THC in the raw product, that it's extracted out before it ever makes it into any of our products. So all of our products are independently tested, and for not only CBD and other cannabinoids, but for levels of THC. And you will see from all of our testing that we have, the documents in our store, you will see that there's absolutely no THC in any of our products. So they're 100% legal in every state. They're federally legal. And the reason that is because when something is made out of hemp, it actually falls under a food supplement, not a medicine like CBD oil that is sourced from cannabis. So if you Google it and go online and you go under like Wisconsin state, statutes and whatnot, you'll find that it'll say, yeah, CBD oil is illegal. But they're talking about CBD oil sourced from cannabis. They're not real specific on there, and I wish they would clear that up a little bit because a lot of people get very confused on this. So our CBD products are completely THC free, 100% legal in every state, 100% federally legal. We've had multiple people in city and state jobs that have gotten drug tested using our products and do not test positive for any kind of THC because it is literally impossible because there is no THC. All right, so that answers that legality question. So if you're confused on why you're seeing online that CBD oil is illegal, that is because what you're seeing is CBD oil sourced from cannabis, not hemp like ours. All right, our next question that we get is percentages. What does it mean when you see percentages? This is a very, very important question because CBD oils are unregulated. What that means is that there's no laws or regulations set forth that you have to have so much CBD oil per milligram in the bottle, and what that leaves open is for a lot of different scams and a lot of different very, very inferior products being put out in the market, and we see it all the time. With UnTamed CBD products, we wanted to make sure that our quality was bar none the best we could possibly get and do. So our lab that we contract with in Florida, we have a compound pharmacist on staff. So everything is tested for its potency and its purity. Now the batch we have presently in the store right now tests at 99.71% CBD. So that means of every milligram, 99.71% of it is CBD. That's huge, okay? There are other products that you're going to find, some even here in Fond du Lac being sold at other stores. One off the top of my head is 14.15% CBD. So what that means is, if you, to put it in a good analogy would be if you had a glass and you filled The glass is 100%. 14.15% of that other product is CBD. The rest is going to be some sort of carrier oil, which happens to be sunflower oil in this case. Now, when you compare that same size glass with our product, our glass will be 99.71% darn near full of all CBD oil. Okay? And what you'll find is that our product is much, much less costly than these other products being sold around town and on the internet, because we go direct. We do not have a middleman. We own UnTamed Life. We own UnTamed CBD, and we contract directly to a lab. We don't go through a distributor. We are the product. We are the company. So we can offer this amazing high potency CBD products for much less cost than what other places can, because we own the company and we develop the products. So percentages are huge. You want to always make sure when you're shopping for CBD, always ask the percentage of CBD per milligram, and always ask to see their testing. If you go into a store or online and you ask, what's your percentage, and they don't know, or you'll say, well, let me see, can I see your lab work? And if they can't pull out a piece of paper that has their lab work on it, don't buy it. Because that lab work is your assurance that the quality of the product that you're getting, that it's been tested for heavy metals, that it's been tested for pesticides, that it has a percentage of CBD per milligram, and that percentage, if you're not getting at least 99% CBD, I wouldn't even waste my time, because you're paying for a lot of things that aren't going to help you. The CBD is what helps you. It's not the sunflower oil in the product that you see in a lot of them. So the percentages is your most important knowledge going into a CBD purchase, because that is what's going to determine whether or not that medicine is going to be effective for you as far as a CBD product. Okay, so all of our products, all of our tinctures test at 99.71% CBD. So that's hugely important. That's why so many people that have tried other products in town or online and have come to and tried our products now are getting results where they didn't before with other products. And that's what really bothers us here at UnTamed CBD, is because if you buy a product somewhere else and it's not a quality product, it's a low percentage product, and you use it and it doesn't work for you, now you're going to feel that CBD doesn't work for you, or it doesn't work at all. And it's not that CBD doesn't work for you or at all. It's the fact that you were taking a product that isn't really a pure CBD product. You were taking a very inferior, low dosed percentage product. If you try a high dose, high percentage product like ours, you will more than likely find some sort of relief or results for whatever it is you're using CBD for. Okay? Any questions on any of that, feel free to call us. I'll definitely be scrolling all of our information on the bottom here. Just call us and ask us, okay? And we'd be more than happy to explain that to you if I didn't do a good enough job on this video. All right, moving on. The third question, I should say, is we get asked on is dosage. The FDA does not allow us to recommend dosage. On our bottles, you'll see where it says dosage size 1 to 3 drops. We have to put that on there. We are regulated to put that on the label. That is not what we would consider a dosage size. Okay, but being that the FDA does not allow us to recommend dosage size, if you come into our store with a certain ailment or condition or whatever, and you're asking us how much CBD you should take, I cannot say you need to take this much for what you have. But what I can tell you is what I would personally do if I was to take CBD for a certain ailment like yours, or I can tell you the results that other people in our store have gotten by taking this product, and to what degree or what dosage did they use and the results they got. That I can tell you. So it's kind of a sticky situation because of the fact that we got to really watch wording, because we can get in a lot of trouble with the FDA's by recommending a dosage to someone. What I will tell you is that a couple points is that you cannot overdose on CBD. No one in the history of mankind has ever overdosed on either a hemp or cannabis product. I mean, you could probably take enough that you could get a bellyache from it, but it's not gonna shut down your central nervous system like, say, an opiate would. and you would die. It doesn't work that way. So you literally cannot overdose on it. To date, there's been no known overdoses on CBD oil. The second thing when it comes to that is it's kind of like when most people make a mistake with taking a CBD product is they don't take enough, especially in those first 2 weeks to 4 weeks. That's your sweet spot. That's the spot that's a time frame when you want to make sure you're dosing very heavily of it, because you want to fill up those receptors and you want to get it active and fill up your endocannabinoid system with all of these cannabinoids that you're taking. At that point, after about 2 weeks to a month, we find that most people can start to slowly decrease the amount of CBD they're taking, not to nothing, but decrease it from the higher level that they were taking and still get the same results, because now your endocannabinoid system is built back up and healthy and functioning the way it should again. So we are noticing after, say, 2 to 4 weeks, maybe 2 to 6 weeks, depending on the case, that people can drop the dosage down and still get the same results. But that first, say, 2 to 4 to 6 weeks is important to take a heavy enough dose to get the results you need. And the way I compare it to people is like, if you're starving, which means that your endocannabinoid system is really weak, say, but let's say you're physically starving, you're hungry, and you went into a restaurant and you took one bite of steak, and you couldn't expect to be full from that one bite of steak because of the fact that it's the same thing with CBD oil. If you're not taking enough initially, you can't expect to have amazing results with it if your dosage is so low, considering the ailment or condition that you're trying to treat it with. So you got to get that dosage up to where you are, where your ailment or condition is, or a little bit beyond, to see results. And then, like I said, once your ailment condition starts to go down, then you can relieve and lower your dosages lower to where, like we talked about before. But you gotta, it's again, if you're starving, you gotta eat enough to feel full. And it's the same type of analogy with CBD. If you're hurting or if you got something going on, you got to take enough CBD to deal with that. And then after that pain or whatever ailment starts to go away, you can decrease your CBD and maintain at a smaller amount. So that's a big question we get all the time is dosage. You got to find your sweet spot. It'll vary on your metabolism, your size, different things, and the condition of your ailment. Some person's pain is not the same as other person's pain. So by saying you got to take X amount for pain, well, pain can really greatly vary. So, you do have to fool around with it a little bit. We suggest that people keep a log and say, I took X amount of drops at 9 a.m. and this is what I felt. And then that way it's easier for you to kind of figure out where you need to be as far as a dosage. So that's really important. One last question I don't have written down here, but I have gotten this lately, is on will CBD interact with any other kind of medications? We do, from what our information has told us, and we've spoken to quite a few very, very knowledgeable, medically trained people in this subject, is that CBD, if you're on blood thinners, you do want to watch it because CBD will also thin the blood. So you want to make sure you have your dosages of whatever blood thinner you're on adjusted to that. And if you're a newly diagnosed epileptic, we definitely have to watch when you're taking new medication for epilepsy, that kind of a thing, because CBD is so effective for working with seizures that we want to make sure that there's a good blend there. So that's something you would definitely want to come in and talk to us directly about. The other thing I found is that CBD does compete for an enzyme in your liver called P450. And that's why, like, if you ever get a prescription that says, like, or the doctor tells you don't eat grapefruit when you take this medication, the reason is that grapefruit also competes for that same enzyme in the liver as medication does. Just like CBD competes with that enzyme, just like medication does. So when you take your CBD, I just recommend to people take it a couple hours away from whenever you take medication. So either 2 hours before or 2 hours after you would take your normal medication. Medication being blood pressure, cholesterol, things like that, because we don't want it to affect absorption of the medication that you're taking. The whole goal is to get you either taking less medication or no medication and having it replaced with something natural with no side effects like CBD. But that is something that you definitely want to try and space that out a little bit so that neither of them are competing for that same enzyme to break it down. All right? If you have any other questions on any of those things, please feel free to contact us. I'll scroll all that stuff below here. And then any other questions that I didn't cover, I've got a whole list of questions. I don't want to drag this out too long, but we'll be getting to those over the next few days and weeks. But any other questions you have, contact us with this information underneath here, and we will be more than happy to address them. If it's a personal question and you don't want it addressed live on the air, just tell me, please don't address this question on your video, and I will contact you personally and talk to you personally about it, and it'll stay completely confidential. All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you for supporting UnTamed CBD. Thank you for supporting our other business, Victoria's Pet Nutrition. We greatly appreciate it. We love seeing all the results that people are getting. This has been more than a fun venture for us, so rewarding, spiritually for us to see these people that are using our products getting help. It's something that just means a great deal to us, and we want to keep spreading the word. So make sure you share the word about UnTamed CBDs to your friends, family, people that could get help from these amazing products. Take care, guys, and have a great day.